What's up, y'all? Welcome to Shaken and Stirred. I'm your host, Kristin. I'm joined by my co-host, Lilla.
We're back.
Little twofer here. Talked about the wellness aspect of the magazine last week, so we wanted to discuss the lifestyle aspect of the magazine this week and just about all the cool things that we have coming up. I'm going to start with Lilla because Lilla contributed to the lifestyle aspect of the magazine. She has also prevented me from committing some type of racial slur in print, but really cool article about her traveling and moving from the United States to Dubai and teaching and just, yeah, and how sometimes you got to take the chance and make the leap and go to Dubai.
Right.
Do you
Not
want
the
to
worst place to go. Yeah.
do you want to talk
I mean,
about it?
absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, the focus is if you can dream it or if you think about doing something, just do it. I packed 2 suitcases, moved to the center of the Middle East to a place that I knew nothing about except either the horror stories people were sending me in articles or seeing some documentary about something or whatever. And I said, you know what? The worst thing that can happen is I pack my bags back up and move back home. And I'm right back to where I started. So I took the chance in 2016. I met a girl, Kayla. I'm forever thankful to you for this. She had just moved back home from teaching in Abu Dhabi and told me about it. And I could not get on a computer fast enough the next day. I went through a company called teachaway.com, sent in my resume, my application. 3 days later, I was on an hour-and-a-half long Zoom call. By the 22nd of that same month, I flew to Chicago. I didn't tell anybody I was doing it. I literally told everybody I was going to see this guy that I met online in Chicago. I would never. Because I didn't want people, oh my God, I can't believe whatever. I went, nailed it, got the job offer the next day. Then I got stuck in Chicago because of snow in Charlotte and actually had to borrow money because I didn't even have enough money to my name as a teacher here, to stay an extra night in the hotel in downtown Chicago. So anyway, long story short, got the job. I told my principal and everybody, and my principal's response was, "We'll see you back here in August, Miss Martone." I said, "Oh, okay, noted." Packed my stuff, and honestly, it was the most incredible cultural life experience of my life. If you ever think you can't do something, you put yourself in a situation where you think you can't do it, and you just freaking do it. And I did it, and I thrived, and it was, just the most amazing experience of my life. I have so many other teachers reach out to me all the time, like, "Oh, but I could never," and well, it must be nice for you. And I'm like, and I can't tell you how many people I had make comments like, "Oh, well, Lila, well, your life is a little different." Do you know how many CVs I have submitted to my school and set up interviews for friends and teachers that I've worked with, and then they either didn't show up or they canceled on them, and they're like, "Oh, well, I decided I can't." Well, then, honey, do not come at me with, "Oh, it must be nice," because it could have been nice for you too. So if you want to do it, reach out to me. I can give you information on how to get overseas. The pay in the Middle East is the best. It is tax-free. They pay for a round trip flight home, your apartment, your bills. Literally, it's unbelievable. And teachers over there treated with, respect. Like it's still a valued thing, imagine. So yeah, that's what that article is about. And just like, accepting that you are away from your family and how people overseas become your family. It's incredible, the bonds you make. And we've talked about this on another podcast, is that when you move into a small town or something, everybody's already kind of created their friends and their life. But there, everybody's new and everybody's about their family. So everybody's like, "Hey, you want to be my friend? Cool." And then you sort through the people you don't want to be your friends, and you create these insane bonds and relationships. And I recommend it to anybody that is thinking about it. Do it, do it, do it. Reach out, contact us. I will give you the information and help you get started. It's an incredible opportunity. So yeah, that's it for that.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's really good. I enjoyed reading it. And it was fun to lay out. This next one is me. I wrote an article about how to podcast. So if you've ever just kind of thought maybe it'd be something you were interested in and it sounded like it was overwhelming to get started or kind of an insurmountable task of technological skills that you don't have, it's really not that difficult. It was one of the first things that I tried to do like on a laptop that wasn't like solitaire or a Google Doc. So I really had a learning curve, but I figured it out pretty painlessly. And I've helped other people start theirs since then. So it's 2020 when we started it. So I've just been podcasting away, and I wrote this little article and it's very short and sweet and to the point. And it just goes step by step how I would do it if I was going to start a podcast from scratch. Just things to think about, like what platforms you want to use, if you're going to monetize it, because some platforms will let you do ads or place ads on from their site onto yours. And you can't use the music if you do that, or you can only use the music if you use ads. Like each platform has their own rules, but you just want to figure out which works best for you. And I go into all that in here, just talking about networking, getting different people to be guests on your podcast, knowing your audience, things like that. So that was my little contribution.
Little.
It was kind of easy because I just had to write down how to do it.
Right.
But laying it out was the most intricate part, because I know I showed you, I'm like so thrilled with how the two microphones line up together on pages. Y'all, you had to subscribe to get your copy in the mail, but it took me a minute. I'm very proud of how I laid that out. I also have, where is it? Oh,
it's the snoring for me.
Can you hear her snoring for real?
At first I was like, what is that noise? It's just the pup snoring. She's just...
So I have a couple of women that I have sent questions to for the lifestyle aspect. Women that, because we have a few different sections in the magazine that we're doing. Women that have started their own businesses. It's the self-made series. We have another series that is about women that are like behind the scenes. The first person that comes to mind when I think of this section is my girlfriend, Brittany, that has 4 children, 14, 8, 2, and like 6-month-old. And she and her husband own 3 tattoo parlors here in town. They're always voted best in the state. Her husband's very talented. She runs everything. She handles all the stuff behind the scenes. And she just is the person that from the beginning of conception of the magazine and these sections that I've been thinking about what I want to have, she's who comes to mind when I think about that. But I have a couple other women that we will also feature. So I've sent them questions for interviews and just to be able to get the ball rolling. But yeah, I'm excited about that, because that to me is like where we're going to be able to really highlight women and their businesses and what they're doing in a neat and very interesting way, where it doesn't have to be the same. Like, hi, I'm Sally Mae. I sell Tupperware.
This is what I do. Yeah.
Or whatever.
And I feel like we've talked about this, that I feel like these people, a lot of these articles relate to their business, but it gives you an insight on who they actually are away from, their post on social media promoting their business, or it gives you kind of an insight on who is the person behind this business. And I feel like that brings people, it makes you feel more connected to the person, and it makes you more interested in like wanting to know more.
Yeah, absolutely. And also because I also think she's beautiful, when they're making an effort not to like get completely glammed every day, putting an effort into yourself and how you look affects how you treat people throughout your day and the confidence you bring to your day and the people that you speak to. So I just think she's a great role model as far as, handling every aspect of your life and having goals for each aspect and not getting stagnant. I mean, she's done tattoos herself. She did permanent makeup. She'll probably pick that up later on when her babies get a little more grown, if I had to guess. And then I've got my girlfriend, Jessica, who is insane. Her and her husband, this story always, like, the second I start talking about them, it blows my mind. Her husband races NASCAR, and they sold their charter a couple years ago. That the cool thing about that was it kind of started a trend in the rest of NASCAR. And to be able to watch it from the outside looking in and just the impact that they were able to have, really cool. But their plans now are, because he still races, but what they're working on right now is they're building a race coaster off the side of a mountain in Pigeon Forge. So they built like a part of a mountain, and they're putting a race coaster on it where you'll race down the mountain and have a break that you're in control of. Pretty cool.
How cool. Oh my God.
So these are the kinds of people I'm thinking about for that, because she handles everything behind the scenes. I mean, they have a school where they teach other people how to drive NASCAR and race Xfinity and that whole series and circuit and all that stuff that has to do with 4-door, door cars.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just very, very intelligent. a girlfriend of mine for the Self-Made series, is a coach I've actually worked with in the past. She's one of my favorite people on the planet. I just think she's so cool. She's the movement maestro online, but her whole thing is that she started out as a movement coach and a PT, a physical therapist. She was just posting every day for CrossFitters, things that they could do to rehab or prehab injuries they were getting. And the way she was explaining it and showing up every day built her a huge following on social media. And she was able to build another business completely based on Instagram. So she teaches people how to use Instagram, how to post, when to post, how to make posts, the best ways to engage people in your post. There's really nothing rocket science about what she says, except she just keeps saying it. And the way
I feel like a lot of people just don't know where to start, like they're so intimidated. And so having someone that just sits down and tells you, it's like, okay, I can do this. It's simple. So I think what she's doing is incredible, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, I want to do this. I want a podcast. I want to start blowing up on social media. But what do I do? How do I start? Right now. Okay.
Now
somebody tell me. Yeah.
Even down to what equipment to buy to create content. Like, she's got all that covered, very detailed, very organized. And she did all that on her own. I mean, she had a life living in New York as a physical therapist. She built her following. She decided she wanted to move to California and start playing volleyball. And that's what she does. And she has her business and she runs it the way she wants to. And she teaches other people how to run it the way they want to. And I just think she's cool. So if you're just looking for somebody inspiring online, she will be in the magazine, and her name is @themovementmaestro. She's a badass. I liked your idea of putting people's faces. So don't crucify me if you're not looking at random faces popping up on your screen right now, but there may be random faces popping up on your screen right now.
Just so you guys can see, put a face to the little mini clip story that we're telling about everybody that's contributing.
Yes.
I think it's
Morgan that did the nicotine article, also did a skincare piece. So that's in the lifestyle aspect section. And like I said before, she's going to school for skincare, injectables. She has beautiful skin. She's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that part of it, because I think we all love skincare. And I thought it would be so cool to just revisit things we do on a daily basis. Where are we at nowadays? Are we still conditioning our hair?
Right.
Rinsing it with cold water? Where are we at? What are we doing?
Right. Is that still a thing? Are we using conditioners? Is Pantene on or off the table? Side note.
Thank you.
Talk, my life. I went down this Pantene rabbit hole. I started using Pantene clarifying shampoo and their Miracle Rescue, whatever, with the little melting balls in it. My hair has never, ever, ever, and I have dead, cotton candy hair, because, I bleach my hair all the time, but my hair has never, ever, ever felt like it has felt the past, and I've only been doing it for a week and a half. And I'm like, so what are we doing, girls? Are we back on the Pantene train, or are we, because for years it was like, oh my God, drugstore this, God, it's going to cause your hair to fall out. And then now people are coming out Olaplex made me go partially bald. The $80 little mini, bottle of whatever that I like. So are we back? We'll have to talk about that.
It can't be that serious. It's just a surfactant. It's soap. It's just,
but I mean, I don't know what's happening, but
I get it though. My hairdresser acts like I have just, and it can't be that serious. I just relate it to when I would tell people which protein shakes to get. And I'm like, well, this one's the best. It's going to be the least one for bloating. You're going to get the most bang for your buck protein wise. There's less fillers. It's vegan, lactose free, all these things. But the one that's $10 at Walmart is just as good.
That's fine.
It's probably going to make you fart a little bit, but
hey, yeah.
I mean,
we'll have to do an episode on, are we still doing this?
Yeah.
And go through different things, different trends that
shaving,
were the holy grail, the way to shave, the, hair product. I think that's something we need to visit.
Just interesting. And things that I think are just common that women think about, do you have a favorite boob and is it your left one?
Right.
I mean,
How do you feel about the size difference of your
they're
boobs? How do you
sisters.
feel about your nipples?
They're more like cousins than sisters.
Right. It's like my brows. But, you know, like,
Same.
do you have, like, how do you feel about your nipples? I feel like as women throughout the day, I have these thoughts and I'm like, do other people think about stuff like this? You know, when I'm like naked and, front of the mirror. And I feel like we all do, but no one really talks about it. So I think we should talk about it. Like, I
Like,
think these are things.
what about nipples? You said something about nipples.
I could do a whole podcast on nipples. I have this thing with nipples. It stems from when I was a child. Nothing like that, but like I just remember seeing this man. I'm very nipple aware. Let's just say that I'm very, very hyper nipple aware, and more so on men than women, which is very strange. Not even in a sexual way, just like in a science. Like I'm like,
What was
why
the
does it look like
scientific
there's
part
water?
of that?
Right. Like why does it look like there's water
Why is there
encased?
that much hair around it?
Right. Why does the nipple bulge? Yeah, I'm very analytical when it comes to nipples, and they freak me out in a way. I have this whole thing with nipples, and then some nipples are just so beautiful, and I'm like, huh, that is the most beautiful nipple ratio I've ever seen in my life, and it brings me joy. Not even in a sexual way. I just look and I'm like, that's a beautiful nipple. Like I can appreciate nipples very much, very much. Even ones with big areolas, small, big. It depends on the vibe,
Ratio. I love the ratio.
Yeah, I love it. It's a thing in my life. It actually holds place in my soul.
I'm
Nipples.
with
So
it.
yeah,
I'm with it. They are all different. I mean, what do you
they
say?
are. And some are just so beautiful. It's like, that's a perfect nipple.
Some are perfect.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Perfect in God's form.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at mine. I like them.
Yep. Yeah. Yours are nice.
You got me a little. Yours are nice too, Lila.
Thank you.
You
Thanks,
got me a
guys.
little flustered here. So, what did I not talk
Imagine that.
about? Katie did submit artwork. Katie submitted artwork, and Katie is
Love
cool. Okay. Katie submitted artwork from a boudoir session that she participated in, and I have put them with her friend Jade's article. Jade just had the baby, and that was just how I wanted to lay it out. I put a few different things. It, to me, looked very motherly, like motherly art, a motherly figure in the artwork.
I like it.
There's just the vibe about it. The tones in the drawing are very mellow and like terracotta, and I just thought that was the vibe. The lifestyle section is the section that will house our spicier sections, the love section, because I want to talk about, I would love nothing more than to get, oh my God, we have people submit questions about, dilemmas they were having.
Please, I would love to address
I would love
your
nothing
questions.
more than
Please.
tell you to let me give them advice.
Yeah. You guys, seriously, let us know. We'll give you advice. You may
I
not
can't tell
like
you that
it,
it'd be good, but
it'll be something. It'll be entertaining for sure. That I can promise you.
do you think we could have some good logical things to say
Absolutely.
that could be helpful? Definitely talking about sex. It's like we were talking about before. If you're not talking about things that people might not bring up in conversation with their friends or their family, and you're only talking about things that they will bring up in conversation with their friends and their family, that gets a little boring. It's like watching a television show with 0 cuss words, no kissing,
Right.
no heavy petting, no
And
violence.
no one's brain functions like that. We're
We
looking
all
around
weird.
the world and we are thinking, and everybody's got a little weird to them. And it's not weird. Nothing's actually weird. So we're here to discuss the weird. It's not weird. And we're going to make it not weird. That's the thing.
No. And I want to showcase women's physiques, their bodies, their coloring, their everything, their industry, their hobby. I know I talked to you when I texted you about the photo that I sent you. And we've talked about like towing that line of, not necessarily even nudity, but sexiness, provocativeness, because nakedness not necessarily equals sexy.
Right.
So like, where is that line of sexy versus crass, and I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. I would like everybody, even when they're looking at it in front of their mom, to be like, oh, this is so beautiful. This is a
Right.
beautiful photograph.
Art. It's art.
Oh, look, there's no clothes on
She's
this
bent
woman.
over twerking. Yeah, like it's art.
You know, we
Showcasing the
avoid
female
that.
body as art.
Yeah, we avoid that. We don't put anybody bending over twerking in the mag.
Boom. There
Yeah.
it is.
So, but I've had the thought, I mean, not a nurse isn't necessarily a great example because it's so overplayed as far as being like, hey, cute nurse. But there's a sexy way to do that and a tasteful way to do that. Or I was trying to think of careers that my girlfriends actually have, you know, like if
I
you're
mean,
doing
now that I'm not a teacher, I can
doing
do teacher.
needles, you could do teacher.
Now that I'm not a teacher, I can do teacher. Yes.
But we would also keep that super classy.
Right.
Like the photos that we did before in the black suit, I thought were beautiful.
Mhm.
So that's kind of in my mind where I'm at. And I don't want to shy away from it. I think that the thing to do is to dive into it, to lean into it, and to advertise it. And that is the major selling point, in my opinion, for why you would order the magazine to come to your door and why we shouldn't just have it as an online digital download that you can peruse and save and share and to all your buddies and whatever else.
Right.
We just really think that if women are taking the photos of the women and it's created for women with women in mind to inspire other women to feel sexy and not necessarily to inspire a gentleman to carry it to the bathroom with him,
Right.
that we have, you know, that's a win.
Yeah. It's a safe space and a space where you can feel comfortable and love what you see, you know? I mean, how many times have we talked about this? We talked about this on another podcast. When I take pictures of myself that are hot, it like ignites this thing, okay? Like you can feel like absolute crap about yourself. And then you catch those few photos and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but you
Wait,
know
this
what?
is not a bad day.
I know, and I know what everybody's argument is when they hear us say that. Oh, but you're beautiful, blah, blah, blah. No, 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 no. It works the other way around. It actually works the other way around. If you were to take those photos, no matter how you look, you would then feel better and you'd be like, I think I'm gonna wear my tube top today, bitch.
I'm pretty.
Or should I put on another necklace? How's my stack look? I mean, you would pull out the pink lipstick. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily a chicken or an egg, or it is a chicken and an egg.
Right. There's that. And everybody can be, you know, like I am flawed beyond God. My body, you know, it's all about how you feel though. And I don't care how you feel like you look. I'm telling you, snap some little sexy pictures of yourself and you're going to be like, okay. Everybody.
I just think that section of the magazine that's a little spicier, where we've got the women, that will also be a feature. I don't just want to have photos. I want there to be an article, interview,
Yep.
whatever it requires going with that, telling that woman's story, really promoting anything she wants. Like I'm not stuck on it being anything. If it's a girl that I hear from and she wants to take photos, but she wants to focus on a charity that she works with dogs or something, y'all know I don't care. We'll make that part whatever you want it to be. And I mean, I know like I'm looking for that many girls to do it. There's like 4 issues a year.
Yeah.
But don't be mad if it's me. Like, I don't know.
Stop.
Saying, and I do like that idea, and they are so sharp. Like you can't recreate something like that. Like I could take other photos of somebody else and they would be good and they could be something different, but that was an accident.
Well, it was a great accident.
You know what I mean?
It turned
You
out
know
really
those
good.
photos
Yeah.
where it's like, oh
Yeah.
my,
We were like, wait a minute. Okay.
they were
Yeah.
describing at 4:58 p.m. and it was the perfect angle of the, like, some things are just not recreatable.
Yeah.
But I think I could find a way to do it, because I can't help but keep thinking about what you said about the other girls seeing me do it. That makes the most sense.
Yeah, I absolutely think so.
And it's like the least friction for me to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Right. So Kristen's going to do it, y'all.
We could have calendars We could go. There's no limit, right?
Wait a minute.
I know. I'm telling
Cocktails
you, I've
calendar.
thought about all these
Okay.
things.
Done.
And I want to have a
Done.
launch party, so be thinking about that. My
Okay.
plan is to do it at Old Town Hall, but I will keep you posted on that.
All right. And we will let y'all know.
Yep. I think we pretty much covered everything today. We will have a guest next episode.
Yep.
I'm calling it.
So all these girls we talked about, you will get to meet them and kind of see their vibe and stuff. We'll have them on here, and it's going to be amazing.
You may have already seen them popping up.
Oh, yeah.
What
But
if
like see them on here?
What if I just had Meredith standing right here?
Right.
That's so stupid.
Hey, y'all. Well, thanks for joining us. And as you can obviously tell, we are very, very excited about everything. So thank you. And
check us out on social at cocktailsmag_, and the website's cocktailsmag.com. And we'll see you next time.
bye.